Hello, it's Priscilla Batzel in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery. There's piles and piles and piles of stuff I want to do, but I'm going to share with you a couple things first. If you need shims and you eat cottage cheese, I've just shimmed up my rotating turntable with a tile on top with a variety of cottage cheese container tops. I save all kinds of containers anyway. And the other thing is, if you use tongue depressors and they get all painty, eventually they're going to make art of their own. And I plan on doing something with them someday. Albeit cover a box or something the like. Okay, if there are any of you out there, no, there's no gack in there, that are using gallons of paint, white and black, go ahead and buy yourself a gallon. I use the semi-gloss from Walmart, but it doesn't really matter so long as it's white, and it can be interior, it doesn't have to be exterior. So buy yourself one of these lids with the screw-on top, and get yourself an empty paint can to put the other paint in. So take half and half, so you can change your paint up to what you want it to be, with the gack and the Floetrol if you're me, and the Artist Loft to make it a little thicker. So I'm going to put that away for right now. And I have another project in mind very shortly, and for that project I am intending on using a bunch of yellow. So I am going to, you know what I didn't find? I did not find something that should be right here. There they are. These are, I need something to put my tips in too. These are from Hobby Lobby, not the gold, not the silver one, but $3 will get you four scoops. And we'll be using one of those scoops very shortly, right after I find something to put my tips in. There we go, that'll work. Anyway, so I'm probably gonna have to mix up some more yellow after I do this experiment, because I don't trust, whoa, nobody steals cars in this neighborhood. That's, car alarm is somebody being foolish. I don't know where I was. I might as well tell you while I'm putting colors out in this pan, since I want to use all these yellow and orange colors. That's not a very pretty color, but it won't hurt anything either. That under the video, in the description, under the Amazon link that'll take you to tools and paint and other stuff you might want to buy at no extra cost to you, that helps me. There is the description, my recipe of how I mix my paints. Wow, that's super obnoxious. Anyway. Par for the course working outside on a hot day, and it is a very hot day. So I'm hopefully having a nice edge catcher to put over the top of this before I try and do my next painting, and hopefully the colors will be okay. That's not a good color. That's a color shift color. I think I haven't used a lot of it because it's not, yeah, that's much better. That's another color shift color. Anyway, so I haven't done a swipe the way I'm about to do a swipe. And we'll see what happens. It may not work at all. You never know. So that's plenty of that color. And do I want something else? I kind of do. I kind of want to just sprinkle that throughout. And then I'm probably going to do the same thing with the yellow again. Just a little bit here and there, everywhere. Maybe I can save enough to do my next piece with. I never did put any gold in there, and I don't think I'm going to mind having some in there. I didn't put any white in there either, and I kind of like some of that too. I'm not putting any black in there because I think I'm going to outline my edges with it. You'll see what I mean in a minute. I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing, but I love my red, and it's a very magenta red, and I think a little more of that won't hurt. I'm making a Jackson Pollock. Cool. Right here in my dish. I think a smaller container, this is the top to a lettuce lid, and I think a smaller container on top might help me out with my paint drying issues faster. So, now this is my idea. Who knows if it'll work. Just make a random design. Cool random design. I like it. And take my pan of colors, which is going to kind of give me the feeling of what I need to do next. And I'm going to see how they look before I decide I didn't make enough, and I'm going to have to make more. Put some black on there. And of course, once I'm done, if I so decide, me and words, we just don't always get along. I guess I'm doing okay for the number of videos I've made though, which is quite a few. I kind of want some more pink. And I could have used a wider scoop, but I think that because I plan on swiping in a moment, it's not going to be a problem. I think I'd rather have it somewhat contained. I could just leave one of these alone if I liked the way it looked, but I'm not too concerned about that right now. Oh, there's some pink. Cool. I'm not minding how that color shift worked out in there. This does have raised edges inside, which means, you know, I'm going to lose a little bit of paint in my process. But this is kind of fun, right? Just going to keep scooping paint up, and eventually I expect to pull out my little silicone spatulas that I use in almost everything. They're called Princeton Catalyst Art Tools, and you'll see them in a minute when I use them, to at least clean the paint tray out, because we haven't made any mud. And I think I judged how much paint I needed pretty well. I'm kind of impressed with myself. Yeah, like somebody's going, yeah, when aren't you impressed with yourself? Okay, so never mind. I have issues. I have a few things too close, but nothing that can't be remedied by a little shove. Okay, so very briefly, Princeton Catalyst spatulas are silicone. There are a bunch of different shapes, which I really appreciate. The flat front the most often, but the diagonal is next, and the round is great for swiping. And I've been using this longer one more and more often lately as I go. It just I'm not used to it yet, and so I haven't used it. I'm not really too concerned about what kind of pattern we get on here, although I would like to stop and take a picture. I'm going to throw that that scoop in the bucket so that the paint doesn't set on it. It's harder to get off by far. And I'm going to show you, I'm sure you all know how to use a spatula, but I'm going to show you that I can scrape. Am I going to show you that? I don't know. Maybe I'm not. I can scrape a lot of paint right down and use my spatula to apply it if I want. And since I'm not into wasting paint, I want. I don't know how long we have left. I've never done this like this before, but that's pretty much how I do things the first time on camera. Brazen, just like that. And I'm really inclined to take my yellow and go around and outline what I have so that I have a lot more definition. I don't know what the black is going to do, or if it's going to do what I want it to do, which is basically outline my swipe areas. And I really could actually take a spatula and do them. Oh, that's tempting. I mean, this is going in the bucket. I got most of that paint out of there, which is good because that was my plan. And, oh, I want to try it. Yes, I do. I want to try it so bad. All right, so let's throw that in the bucket for the moment, and let's take my little round spatula and see how that's going to work, if at all. I like the idea of maybe putting some more pink in there. I don't know if that's working well or badly. It doesn't seem to be doing anything terrible yet, but it's also not doing what I really have in mind. I do expect to pop a few cells. I don't use any silicone, and there wasn't any in this. I do use silicone occasionally, but there wasn't any in this mix. I think I'm going to throw some white pearl in there. Trying to pay attention to the pattern, see if stuff I like is going to emerge. I still want some yellow to come back again. My original plan included using a cut cotton rag, which I have handy over here, 2 of them, and I may try that before I'm done, but right now I want some more of that solid yellow color. Sunny colors. It's my experiment, and that's the point. Sunny colors. Not bothering me so far. I'm having a good time. Pattern's neat. If I was smart, I'd stop and take a picture. If I was smart, I'd have more than one camera and a cameraman. The cameraman's handshake. I am happy that I put that in there. By the same token, I think I want something a little more extreme. The red is not it. So, do I have another pink around here somewhere, or do I want some of that weird color I already used? Hey, I found a good color. Let's see if it works. I think it's a metallic. Oh, I like that. Let's just have at it, shall we? I like it. Yep, I like it a lot. Who knows what it's going to turn. At this point, if I get enough paint on here, I could probably tip. But my plan did not really include tipping at first. I don't know about those colors. I thought I liked them. I guess we'll see in a minute. There's always a swipe from one end to the other if you desperately hate what you've got, and you'll pop some cells that way. And this was supposed to be an experiment with yellows, and now it's turned into an experiment with whatever. Okay, never mind. So I don't think I want to keep using the spatula because it didn't really do as much as I was hoping for. So I am going to go ahead and use my little rag. I think I'm going to dampen it again and squeeze it out really well. And I have another one over there that I'm going to get ready. I don't want to make mud, and the black is, I'm inclined to think the black will make mud. I'm going to fold this in half and dip it in. And since I'm sure it's going to get muddy from the black, I'm going to pull it out and leave it on the side and use the other rag. It needs something brighter in there. I'm not seeing any of that white pop yet, which I'd really like to see. I got some paint dripping over the sides, which is always good for coverage. Let's use the other side of that rag. I think we're going to have to switch rags out a bunch of times. And I've got another good side on this one. Makes me kind of wish I had used that red. But I'm kind of glad I'm switching rags, because I am seeing quite a bit of darkness. Of course, I knew I would with the black. I was kind of hoping it was going to outline some stuff, but that does not seem to be the way it is working. I have one, I can fold that in, which is good. I don't know how far I want to go with that. I got plenty of paint to put on my edges. I don't mind that. That's kind of cool. We could Rain-X, and that would make something really wild happen. I don't know what else I want to do. I don't see that I have as much of what I wanted as I was expecting, so I'm going to add a little bit of that and see what happens, which is pretty much the way everything goes. And that's not bothering me, and that's cool. How much more of that do I want? That's a good question. I've got a bamboo skewer, and I'm going to use it. And I set my timer, and I set my timer because my camera shuts down at 20 minutes. And I know there are a lot of you that wonder why that is, but there's some kind of silly tax law that if a camera can record over a certain amount of time, it goes to the next bracket after the 20-minute limit is reached. So I'm kind of liking that, but what else am I going to do in there? Do I want to go back and... I'm not sure about that. But I'm not done yet. I say that a lot. I don't mind most of that. I'm sure there's a lot more I could do to this. It's kind of neat. That Yellow is very obnoxious though. I don't think I ever used any of the color shift yellow. I was hoping to. There, I mellowed it out some, and I'm much happier with that. Plus, I can put a little more of that somewhere else. Yeah, I'm liking that. So, never think that you're stuck with what you've got, because you can change it. I'm here to tell you, somebody who does it frequently, and I think I like that a lot. Good experiment. And I like that pink, and I don't like that canvas showing on the edge, so pretty happy with this overall. We haven't torched. Torching is for releasing air in the paint when it gets stirred or shaken, and the bubbles will form in your paint overnight and ruin your painting if you don't release them. My advice to anybody who wants to do this and has done it long enough to know they want to do it for a while is to invest in an art resin torch head, which turns on and turns off easily, and will make a propane tank of gas available for $5 or ish from your local hardware store. Lasts almost forever, seems like to me. So even though the torch head's 50 bucks, I have 5 butane lighters sitting on my shelf that never worked very well at all. I'm looking for a little more paint. And I can always touch up my sides afterwards. Oh look, I found paint. Cool. I'm going to use the paint on my rags. I forget that I have that. That is a piece of canvas. Okay, well it's not a piece of canvas anymore. And we still haven't torched. If you want my paint recipe, it is in the description under the video, in the middle of that description. Also, you will find Pinterest links to my Pinterest boards. You will find a Facebook link to an album of wet and dry artworks from YouTube. What else? You'll find an Instagram link. I kind of like that other color there. Sorry, I get distracted by the art. I already told you about the Amazon link at the top of my page. That helps me out immensely. I don't have any other income. I am trying to do this for a living for right now until the book comes out. Hopefully, if with any luck at all, there will be a book for Christmas. What else can I tell you? That's a bamboo skewer. Use them. They're wonderful. I love them a lot. I think we have 1 minute left. So anything else I need to remember, I should tell you. Oh, 1 minute. Let's torch. Let's torch in a moment when I have a moment. All right, let's torch now. I don't promise to Rain-X. I do promise to manipulate until things are the way they are. I'm not going to make another video for the end of this. We can turn this down some so we don't really cook the paint. As much as I like that. This is Priscilla in Spring Hill. I want pink up there. It's clogged. Really? Go away now. Fine. Be that way. Yeah, I'm happier with that. And I'm happy you guys joined me. Thank you all to my contributors. I really appreciate you keeping me working, and thank you all for the conversation and the comments and the appreciation. You guys rock. I love you guys. Thank you very much for stopping by. I look forward to you being here again. I'm not sure if you're here still or not, but I think we did pretty well with that for the most part. And if you are, you're going to watch me do one more little line, and that's, oh yeah, I'm happy with that. Yep, I am. I'm happy with that. And I'll see you in the next video. Yes, I'm still working. Sorry. That's the way it goes. Can't stop now. See if you're still here. I think you're gone. Wow, where did the white come from? I guess there was white in there. I forgot all about that. Never came through. Okay, we're still recording, and I see that spot. I know it's driving somebody crazy. And I see that spot.